What if you could change the past? Just one tiny, insignificant moment, would you do it? A single word altered, a different path taken, a forgotten umbrella remembered. The temptation is immense, isn't it? A whisper from a yesterday you long to reshape. Imagine holding an old family photograph, a moment frozen, imperfect, you see a hint of sadness, a missed opportunity. What if you could step into that frame, offer a word of comfort, prevent a small regret? This desire, so human, to mend what's broken. It calls to us across the years. Consider the grand sweep of history, a terrible battle, a tragic accident, the loss of brilliant minds. If you possess the key to time, a machine to journey back, would you try to stop the disaster, save those lives? The power would be intoxicating, almost divine. But the universe has rules, laws woven into its very fabric. Our desires, however noble, however desperate, might crash against these cosmic edicts. The dream of altering what has been. Could it unravel everything? The cosmos watches, and it remembers. Let's talk paradoxes. The grandfather paradox is a classic. Imagine you travel back in time, you prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, a simple act perhaps, but if they never meet, your parent is never born, and then, you are never born. So, who went back to change things? This creates a logical impossibility, a loop that cannot be closed. Your existence depends on the very past, the past you seek to erase. If you succeed, you fail, because you wouldn't exist to succeed. It's a cosmic catch-22. The universe doesn't seem to like contradictions. It's a stickler for cause and effect. Then, there's the Bootstrap paradox. Imagine a worn copy of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. You love it, you're a musician. You travel back to meet Beethoven before he's written it. You hand him your copy, he publishes it as his own. So, who actually wrote the symphony? The music exists without a true origin. It's pulled itself up by its own bootstraps. A piece of information or an object, caught in an eternal cycle. No beginning, no end, just an endless loop of existence. This challenges our understanding of creation. How can something come from nothing via itself? The universe might have safeguards against such things. So, how do we solve these paradoxes? Some physicists propose parallel universes, infinite worlds perhaps, each slightly different from the next, a multiverse of possibilities. Imagine a cosmic library. Every choice, every outcome, a separate book, a new story on a different shelf. When you travel back and change something, you don't alter your own past. Instead, you create a new branch. A new timeline diverges. Your original universe remains untouched. The paradox is avoided, or so it seems. You've simply stepped into another story, one where your actions have different consequences, but your original world is safe. This idea is fascinating. It fuels countless science fiction tales. The thought of infinite versions of ourselves, living out infinite possibilities. But here's the cosmic truth. There is no direct scientific proof, no observation of these other worlds. It remains a highly speculative concept, a mathematical possibility perhaps. So, while parallel universes offer an escape hatch, a way out of temporal knots, we must remain skeptical. Science demands evidence, not just elegant theories, until we find that proof. The multiverse remains a tantalizing what-if, a grand idea awaiting its moment, or perhaps just a clever story. Albert Einstein gave us a new way to see. He showed us that space and time are linked, woven into a single, four-dimensional fabric, spacetime. Imagine it like a giant trampoline stretched across the cosmos. Massive objects like stars and planets create dips in this fabric. They warp space-time. Gravity isn't a force pulling us, it's the shape of space-time, guiding objects along its curves. Some theories suggest space-time could even loop back on itself, creating closed time-like curves, cosmic detours to the past. These are theoretical, born from equations. The universe guards its secrets well. Scientists love to test big ideas, even the idea of paradoxes. In the quantum realm, things get strange. Researchers once tried a clever experiment. They used a single particle of light, a photon. The plan was to send the photon back to interact with its younger self, essentially to try and create a mini paradox. What happened? The photon seemed to avoid the paradox. Quantum mechanics, the rules of the small, appeared to have built-in protections. The universe, at its most fundamental level, seemed to say no. The photon didn't prevent its own existence. The experiment didn't break causality. it was a subtle quantum refusal. This hints at something profound. Perhaps the universe actively prevents paradoxes, not just on a grand scale, but at the quantum level too. The laws of physics themselves might be the ultimate guardians of chronology, ensuring that cause always precedes effect, that history, once written, stays written. A self-correcting mechanism. Think about it. If you could change the past, even a tiny bit, the ripples could be enormous, unpredictable, catastrophic. The universe might have a way to smooth out these ripples to ensure its own stability. Nature, it seems, prefers order over chaos, at least when it comes to time. Imagine the universe as a vigilant editor, constantly reviewing the script of reality. If a paradox threatens to appear, a contradiction in the story, perhaps subtle corrections are made. Events nudged back on course so that the timeline remains consistent. This is a speculative idea, of course, but an intriguing one. Consider major historical events, pandemics that reshape societies, wars that alter borders and destinies. If someone tried to prevent such an event, would the universe simply find another way? Another path to a similar outcome? Perhaps some events are so deeply woven into the fabric of cause and effect that they are almost inevitable. This doesn't mean we have no free will. Our choices matter profoundly, but the universe might have a resilience, a tendency to maintain its overall structure. Like a complex ecosystem, it can absorb small disturbances, but it resists fundamental changes, especially those that violate its core principles, like the forward flow of time. So, even if you could travel back, with the best intentions to fix a perceived wrong, the universe itself might work against you. Not maliciously, but simply as a consequence of its laws. The grand narrative of cosmic history may be more robust than we imagine, protected by its own internal logic. Black holes, regions of spacetime so warped that nothing, not even light, can escape. Near a black hole, time slows dramatically. This is time dilation, a prediction of Einstein. Astronauts near a black hole would age slower than people on Earth, traveling into Earth's future. But traveling to the past? That's a different challenge. Experiments show time's arrow always moves forward. Cause precedes effect. Stephen Hawking proposed the chronology protection conjecture. The laws of physics prevent time travel to the past. The universe protects its own history. The past is a fixed landscape. We can study it, but not change it. So we focus on the present, and build a better future.